What's poppin', Henny gang, 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 gang. So tonight we have a very special conversation, pour up with Henny, that's going to happen in honor of Breast Cancer Month. We can't end this month without actually having people step forward that we know from within the Henny gang that have actually have stories to share of their own. So tonight we have Survivor Speaks that's going to be coming up with us. I'm going to go ahead and roll the intro. You guys go ahead and share out the live and let them know that we are at the bar and we are about to pour it up. As soon as I get the intro going.
Big poppin', money in the bank coming, dropping a deposit. Having it my way, so I got these bitches watching. Steady getting to it, couldn't fit it in my pocket. Flexing everything, baby, tell me big poppin'. Money in the bank coming, dropping a deposit. Having it my way, so I got these bitches watching. Steady getting to it, couldn't fit it in my pocket. Flexing everything, baby, tell me what to tap it.
All right. So as y'all can see, we have Survivor Speaks here with us. I am streaming on both channels, the Pour Up and on Hennessy Reviews. So I was going to end the live and have you guys just come over to the channel, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as is. And welcome to the stage. I'm so excited to have you up here.
Hello, ma'am.
Do you want me to call you Survivor or do you want me to call you your name?
Just call me Survivor Speaks. Survivor. Okay. Let's just leave it at that, since that's what the show is about. Let's do
it. So thank you so much for coming and agreeing to do this. I know this is something we've been talking about doing for a very, very long time.
I was telling Selena.
And then we were supposed to do this at the beginning of the month, but then for me, life is lifing. So I'm just glad that we were able to do this in a month that actually honors survivors like you.
Yes.
And, for those who, I do want to actually send condolences and hearts out to people who did not survive, because some people do not survive breast cancer. Do you happen to know what the statistic is? Do you happen to know what the statistics are for someone who survives?
For triple negative breast cancer, it's I haven't looked at the lately, but it's when they give you the triple negative breast cancer diagnosis, it's one of the worst cancers that you can have, and like because they claim it's a Black woman and Afro-Latino woman's cancer, which I don't agree with that. I think cancer is just an intruder that shows up in your life and is like, I'm here, you want to either fight or lay down. So the statistics for triple negative breast cancer, they've come a long way, but I don't really think there is any. I think that the research is still in progress. Because they got to realize it's a woman,
right?
A woman's disease. Now let's take the color off,
right? Like I don't understand. Like why do we specify this to one specific class of people?
Well, I'm gonna say this, Henny. So this is the reason why when I was diagnosed, they really didn't have a plan. Once they found out that I had triple negative breast cancer. They tried one chemotherapy. But something else happened. So then I got the good stuff.
You mentioned when you got diagnosed. When did you get diagnosed and how did you find out?
I had just had a baby. My daughter was 5 months old. She just turned 17 the other day. So that's why I'm 17 plus years surviving, because she wasn't 1 yet. Yeah. She's 17, graduating next year from high school. And so I actually did, and this is very important, and if you're in the audience and you're listening, I actually did a self breast examination and found the lump. So it's very important. They have those placards that go in your shower. Actually, I was laying down when I did it. I wasn't even in the shower, but it's good for women to get those placards just so that they'll know the proper way to do it if you're unsure. or you can research it. But yeah, I found my own lump.
Okay, and then after you found your lump,
Mhm.
what was your next course of action? Like you went to the doctor, like
My GYN. I called her because my daughter was 5 months. So, you
Mhm.
know, I wasn't breastfeeding. So, you know, when you're, after you have a baby, you know, y'all know how.
right,
And
the
so,
lactation period.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I called her and she's like, come in. Like, she didn't want to, like, chance anything. Just come in, let me take a look. And
Right.
so I went and she's like, that just, it doesn't feel right. And she sent me to imaging, which was, they had an imaging practice, which was next to her practice.
Mm-hmm.
I went there. They gave me a mammogram and an x-ray.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't tell you in the imaging center, but you can tell by the looks in
It looks
the
on your face.
everybody run.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, we think you need to see somebody. This doesn't look right. You need to see a breast surgeon. So now the doctor, there is a doctor in the imaging center. He comes and he calls the breast surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know you may not have any time, but I just need you to see her. Something that doesn't look right.
Right.
And so the next day I was there.
Wow.
Seeing at the breast surgeon.
And I was gonna ask that because then, you know, you went through a whole pregnancy and you didn't like, did you feel, I think the thing in my head is, would you feel any pain? Did you feel anything abnormal while you were pregnant or like?
You know what, Henny? I think that I was sick my whole pregnancy, but even when I had my son, so my kids are 13 years apart.
Okay.
So even with my son, I was sick. I mean, I'm talking about morning sickness for the full 9 months.
I have one of those who had me like that the whole pregnancy too.
Well, for
It's not a walk in the park.
both of my kids get. So my daughter, everything was going on with her. And you know, I couldn't take any medication. I had was all congested and just it was so much going on. They took me out of work early because I was having so many issues. But I often think about what you just asked me, and it scares me every time my daughter says boo. I'm all over the place because it's like she was 5 months old. It's like, you know, it just, she's fine though. She's
how
fine.
was that? I mean, I'm probably skipping ahead just a little bit, but how was that having a 5-month-old baby and freshly being diagnosed with
that was part of my mind set shift. Like, you have some people get get a diagnosis, and the first thing you do is you go to the computer,
right,
which is great. And and you know, I do a lot of private advocating for people that my aunt needs this or that. I do a lot of private advocating, and I just lost my train of thought. That's chemo fog, y'all. Don't do me. Don't do me.
So what we were talking.
Okay, I know what you. I got it. I got it.
It's okay. I got you, girl. I got you.
You know. That's just a little chemo fog. It's just never going away. I'm not getting rid of that. So my daughter, that was like the shift in my mind. I have a 5-month-old baby, not just my daughter. I have a 13-year-old son.
Right.
So once I got my mother out of the way, like I had I don't know if you've seen, I posted her last week. Was a bad week for me. Yes. Vanessa is the person that I posted on my page last week. And I was just really in here, like, about to just, I had a bad week. I couldn't, you know, she was on my mind. She started my journey. She was my supervisor. Let's start there. My supervisor at work. She was an RN, but she was a breast cancer survivor. Okay. So when they the appointment was made for me to go to the breast surgeon, she came with me. And so she's like, so I told the doctor, and I'm gonna tell people out there, never judge a book by its cover, because I'm gonna tell y'all why. So we go, she comes with me to the, to the breast surgeon. And I'm like, anything that you were going to say to me, it's fine to say it in front of her. I never told the doctor who she was. I never told the doctor about her professional history or anything. And she sat in the back of the room just like this with her arms folded. And she was looking. She was listening. And my breast surgeon, I love her to death. Don't ever judge a book by its cover. I love her with everything in me. When I tell you I love my breast surgeon with everything in me, she told me some stuff that you would never be told by an insurance company, the state that you live in. She told me a lot about a lot of things that like just, and not just being funny, like people of, you wouldn't know. They won't tell, they don't share stuff with you.
They don't tell us things. Honestly, we don't even get treated right or believed when we tell people that something, we go to doctors, we go to hospitals, we tell them that something is wrong and we can't pinpoint what's wrong, but we know something is wrong. They don't listen to us. And that's a problem that everyone of color has when they go seeking help from professionals. A lot of times they don't want to help us.
So my supervisor, she came and she sat there. We did whatever she did the she took a chunk of the lump from here. It's called I'm having a brain freeze right now. A biopsy. So she sent that out to confirm what this was.
Right.
But when I tell you that when I walked in there, my breast cancer doctor, her name is Michelle, and she's a Caucasian woman. Looked like she just stepped out of the 60s. What was the flower? What was the flower kids?
That was in the 60s, the hippies, yeah.
The hippies, yeah. That's what she reminded me of. I said, Lord, they done sent me to this quack, because it looked like she just took a scissor and just chopped her hair and went around and said, I ain't got time to go to get it done professionally today. And it just was like, this is like not good news. But when I tell you, when me and my supervisor got in the car, she said, baby, you in good hands, and I feel good leaving you in her care. And that's all I needed was, Vanessa to tell me that, just to confirm she had been through it. She's also a nurse, RN. She's been working with cancer, and we worked for a pharmaceutical company.
Oh wow!
But Michelle O'Shea, she called. Now I'm at work. She called me and was like, the next day, I'm sorry to say you have cancer. I said, I'm going to put Vanessa on the phone. Vanessa was there. I went in the side, just in the office with a coworker of mine, just like to clear my mind, like, because it's still like, did she just say, I know we went in, but
that moment. Stay right there with that moment for me. What was that moment like for you? Like, because when you get news like that, it's flooring. Because when you hear, and I'm imagining just going off of just going to get a regular exam, and they tell you, hey, there was something, you had an abnormal pap, and you need to go have a biopsy done because it may be cervical cancer.
Right.
So now just hearing that, it does something to you. So now what is that moment? What is going through your mind at that time?
So this is what she said. I hate to I'm sorry, you have cancer. And I said, I'm going to put Vanessa on the phone, so she already knew who Vanessa was. And I walked away, and I went in my co-worker's office. She worked off in the side. And I told her, and like I fell on her shoulder, because I just was like, I just don't believe it. I already had put it in my mind that this could be a thing.
Right.
But to really get the diagnosis, I wasn't really, thinking that far. Right. So
yeah, like you don't expect to get a solidification of the things that you think in our minds, because oftentimes we think the worst and it ends up not even being that.
And let's bring back the fact that I just had a child 5 months ago. So I'm thinking, it's the milk drying up because I'm not breastfeeding. So, it was, her name is Novella. I think that was when I gave Vanessa the phone and I went in Novella's office, and she just knew what to do. She just knew what to do. And it was a thing where the director was an African American woman, and she was like our grandmothers for some reason. We'd be like, oh my, she's so young and she acts so old, but we never see her. But if something happened on the floor, here she comes, and you can smell her and you can hear them. She told me, I need you to go on home. You ain't got to worry about no job. This job gonna be here when you get back. I need you to take care of you and that baby you just had. You just came back. So I had those type of people around me immediately. Support, and it makes, But let me tell you about Michelle O'Shea. So Michelle O'Shea told me, well, Vanessa, when I tell you Vanessa I still got the email. Vanessa had wrote every appointment, everything I needed to do down and sent it to me. Michelle O'Shea told me, I need you to come to my office at 6:30 tomorrow because I want to explain to you everything that's going on, everything I found, and I want to explain it to you in a way that you understand it. I want to be able to tell you about what's in the state of New Jersey, what's the insurance companies right now, what they have to do, all that stuff. I get to the building.
That's right there that a lot of doctors will not do. They will not tell you what their insurance is mandated to do and how they're supposed to do it. I just want to take a minute to recognize Marsha's comment, because she said, I went through a lot of depression when I was 26, just had a son. They kept saying it was a milk duct.
Yeah. So they have people. Yeah,
you gotta keep pushing though. Sometimes you can't take the first diagnosis that you get. Sometimes you got to get a second and third opinion, but it sounds like to me you didn't even need a second or third opinion. It was like you were, by the grace of God, by the Most High, just moved from one station to the next with getting to what it is that you needed. So now you were saying that the doctor was telling you what the insurance company has to do, not what they have the option to do, what they have to do.
And so Michelle, 6:30, she made this appointment for. Okay, so I'm going to see Michelle. I'll pull up to the building. It's dark, so I'm like, now I was liking you for a minute, Michelle, but what's going on here? Ain't nobody here.
Right, the office is closed. Why
the building is dark, but it was a security guard. And then she called my phone at the same time. The security guard walked to the door and she said, I'm here. Just come to the 6th floor. You know where the office is. You were here. So she said, I waited for the practice to shut down and made sure everybody in the office did everything they needed to do and went home. So it would just be me and you. And I would make sure you understand what's going on, what's the next steps, what your options are, what the insurance company has to do. And when I tell you it's getting ready, it's going to blow your mind, because I need y'all out there to listen to this. Okay. So she explained to me about the diagnosis. They always, if you somebody that and that the young lady that was just up here on the stage, what was her name? Marsha. So I'm talking to everybody, but Marsha, this is something because you came up here with your comment. I really want to, to tell you all, you too. Always. If you somebody and you feel a lump, something is not right up here, they can give you a mammogram. They can give you an X-ray. Request the MRI.
Okay.
Request an MRI. Now the mammogram saw what was able to see the lump that I found.
Right.
The X-ray just saw a lump, but the MRI saw that I had cancer over here too. It was just spots. It wasn't another lump. It was just spots over here.
Okay.
And it was only detected by the MRI. So Michelle was telling me, all of my patients, I make sure that they get all three. Now, remind you, when I went to the imaging place, they did an X-ray and a mammogram.
Right.
They didn't do the MRI. Michelle said, I sent all my patients to get an MRI because the MRI may pick up something that those other, a mammogram or X-ray won't pick up, which happened in my case.
So now I'm questioning, why don't they send us to get breast MRIs instead of mammograms?
Well, I don't know the answer to that, so I'm not going to answer something
No,
I
was
don't know.
No,
but I'm about to tell you. They don't want to get. I don't know what it is. But the way Michelle, Dr. O'Shea, the way she explained it to me was, they don't like to pay for anything extra. So a lot of times when you're somebody like, oh, I got a lump or something, depending on what doctor you use, they will just send you to get a mammogram. It won't even be an X-ray involved. They send you to get a mammogram. They never really mention MRIs. Anybody that's in the chat listening, if you ever had some type of experience with this, please tell me if I'm not. They don't tell you about an MRI. So that's the information that I make sure I give to people. If you go, you have something that you feel a lump or something in your breast, and they can send you to get a mammogram. They can send you to get an X-ray. Request an MRI.
Okay. Chilio, I hope I said that right, said, I'm very dense, in the breast area. So mine was caught in time with an MRI. She's so right. So, this is interesting. This is good information that you are out right now. So thank you for passing that knowledge along, because I know as women, sometimes we do end up, there's a lump. We got to go through this process. It ends up being benign, but you want to know what you can do and what's your next step. So this is really good information. You guys jot that down. Get an MRI.
Get an MRI is going to pick up what other stuff does not pick up. And early detection is the best protection. Absolutely. For the last, agreeing with the last person that just left a message. A comment. But you get you ask for those things. Dr. O'Shea told me, listen, the insurance company, because she said there is nothing we can do about your left breast. It has to be removed. And so the cancer had spread to my left nose. So okay. So I went home, I did a little bit of research. I said, I'm not going to overdo it. But in my mind, like on the way home from, all of this, I just, people are like, well, how do you just shift your mind like that? When you have a 5-month-old daughter, you have a 13-year-old as well.
And that's what's playing in my head right now. Like you're going home.
You need, right.
Yeah.
I need, the first thing I need to be here for is my kids.
Right.
That's the first thing. So that was the shift in my mind. But then also, I'm not ashamed. I love God. Amen. I love the Lord. And I said, I'm in a car now. I'm driving home, and I'm having this conversation. I'm like, God, you said by your stripes, I'm already healed. So I adopted that thing and say, you already healed, but you need to go through the motions to get to your healing. So that was where the mind shift went. And from when I got home, my supervisor had called my mother and told my mother for me, because I'm like, how am I going to tell my mother? She was watching my daughter. She's like, get on the phone. I got it. And once
your doctor is going to tell your mom
No. My supervisor. This is my supervisor.
That's right.
Vanessa.
Supervisor. Got you.
She called my mother and told my mother. So Michelle O'Shea is the breast surgeon. Vanessa is the
supervisor.
So she called and told my mother. And so by the time I got, home, it was like my mind was I already had shifted my mind. And I said, yep, God, you said, because I already said it on the way home. You said by your stripes I'm healed. I just know, but I have to do my part. So I just know that. And that's what that's how I sustain. When I tell you, they will tell you, a lot of people go through this, right? And then you start going on the internet and you start reading everything. They have to tell you all of the side effects that are possible.
Right.
It's not guaranteed. It's possible. But a lot of people start going on the internet, and I don't know if people believe it, but I do believe it, that you can mentally make yourself sick.
Yes.
So you start taking on all of those side effects that you read about, and you messed up in the head now. Right. So you have to be careful with that, and especially where you're looking at. I always tell people, make sure you're advocating for yourself. You have to be your own advocate. You have to, but you don't want to do too much on the internet with, looking up every little, it'll have you at home like, this is it. This is the end, Lord. I hope I'm going to heaven, and I'm just getting ready to take my life because I just can't.
Stay off that WebMD, because WebMD, at one point in time, it seemed like everything led you down to another big one. Everything led to AIDS. Everything led to AIDS. I'm like, oh my God, I stubbed my toe. This is what my toe looked like. I'm going to get AIDS now. Like, you really, I'm making light of it. But at the same time, this is supposed to be a credible source. And then you go to the doctor with the information you got off of WebMD for them to tell you that's not actually accurate. So you want to research as much information as possible. Ask questions. I ask questions. I'm a why person. Y'all know that. That's why I do what I do the way I do it, because I want to know the why to a thing. And until I get a why that satisfies me, I'm going to keep asking questions. And I'm going to ask a bunch of people till I get the answers and put it together to figure it out. Like, okay, so this. All right, this is what this is. But in that situation, how was your mom's response to this? Because you're her baby.
I'm her baby. I'm the baby of 4,
and she's taking care of your babies while you went to the doctor. So now,
while I work. So she was actually there because she was watching my daughter because because I work. I used to go in the office. Right. So my mother is. I think my mother's a Cancer. Okay. I want to say she's I don't keep up with the zodiac. I just know my sign. So
she's in June?
Yeah.
Towards the end?
Yep.
So she's a Cancer.
Right.
If she's like 20 something, somewhere around late 20.
She's 26.
She's a Cancer.
My mother is one of the sweetest people that you ever meet. Sometimes to the point where I want to be like, you can't all the time. You got, and so if she had a hard time with it, she didn't let me see it.
They don't usually let you see.
She didn't let me. She didn't let me see it, but she didn't leave with me either. But let me tell y'all something, right? I had made it up in my mind. Cancer was not going to beat me. I don't care what it was. So I am somebody that I do make light out of every situation regarding myself. Other people, I don't believe
every situation, because that's how I deal with it.
Yes,
because I get too emotional. Wait, I wanted to ask you this question. What was your lifestyle like before getting the diagnosis of cancer? Because people tend to often think smoking, doing this, doing that.
Never smoked.
Cancer. Thank you for saying that, because there's people
never
that
smoked
a day in their life.
Never smoked a cigarette. I never smoked nothing. I think. Another thing that happens, right? So when you get sick and your lymph nodes start to give you like, oh, you're sick. You can see signs of you being sick. Your lymph nodes don't recognize cancer, and that's how it spreads so fast. So it does not recognize cancer, because you would think if I had cancer underneath my left, and my like I would feel some. When she told me like, oh, it spread to my lymph nodes, I'm like, what? Like, cause wouldn't I have felt something? I was asking her. So everybody's different. So that's just maybe what it is. That everybody's different. So I didn't. It was just like surprising and shocking to me. So no, you don't have to be a smoker. You don't have to do any of that. I was not doing. I don't smoke cigarettes. I hate them. I never smoked cigarettes a day in my life.
Well, see, now you see, you were a non-smoker and Marsha was a smoker. You see how that stigma doesn't go hand in hand all the time. So thank you for commenting that, Marsha, to kind of add to it to see that So your supervisor was telling your mom what the doctor.
She told my mother. So I called my mother and she told me I got her going. I had got in my car and left. She was talking to my mother. Okay. So when I got home, I already knew that she knew, because when I called, I didn't say hi to her or anything. Vanessa was a country. Well, she was from down south. I loved me some Vanessa. She just is. Oh my goodness. She, give me the phone, girl. Get on in the car and go and get on home. And let's get ready to do this. And so she told my mother for me. So, it was the next thing. My daughter's 5 months, but my son is 13. So that was just like, okay. I told him. And he was like crying, like, you're going to be bald headed. I said, so would you rather have me here bald or dead with hair? He said, you're right. So after that, it was like, he was fine with it. But, my son he's a good guy. He just, and if he has something going on, like feeling wise, he's not going to. But if you play with his mother, he don't care. And if it's something I told him not to do, and something else come around and he want to address it, he not going to tell me. And I'll be like, don't say no. I don't have time. I don't deal with people. And this is something that just happened to us about a year and a half ago. I don't have time for that. Don't you say too late, because I know you was going to say that. I already called him. I said, oh, no, okay. My son I'm very blessed to have, in this type of world that we're in now, to have the children that I have. And my son is a blessing. He's not in the streets, not none of that. He not macking, you know what, H.O. though. He don't do all that. He's a one-woman's man.
He's a one-woman man, okay.
He's a one-woman. My son don't play about that. He don't play about that. This girl told him she wanted to take a break. She told him she wanted to take a break. And I was getting ready to say, I don't get in his business, but when I see these little heifers, but he already had it. He was like, you want to take a break? Mm-mm.
You can go ahead and take your break.
Take a long extended break, because we
do the extended stay over there, Miss Mama.
You do that. But yeah, my kids they were the first thing, and then my will to live. I tell people this, and people are like, what? And some people probably don't understand it, but people have to understand that I went through a lot. That is only a portion of my story, right? I went through a lot, but God had me set up where every doctor or anywhere I went, they was either the number one this and that. The number one, they thought they saw cancer around my heart. They sent me to this heart doctor. He was the number one heart doctor in he's the number one doctor's heart doctor in the United States.
And so now was this spreading all in your upper chest?
It wasn't. So I did have a few a-holes of doctors, right? Mm-hmm. So they just basically told me I had my first round of chemo. It's something that's called, I call it the red devil. It's called adriamycin. Uh-huh. I call it the red devil because that's what it is. Because the insurance company will give you, they give you the crap chemotherapy before they give you the good stuff. It's bonkers, but it happens. So I had the first one, and I forgot what they did. I think they did an EKG or something like that. I forgot what they did, but my hematologist just told me, I just need you to go because eventually you need to have surgery. I need you to go over there because it looks like they saw something around your heart. She didn't say cancer. She just said that the right, it was the right or the right side of my heart. So I had cancer over here, was performing like I was an 85-year-old. Oh, and that's what she told me. So she said, so the first batch of chemo that we gave you, we can't give that to you anymore because that's one of the side effects. It causes heart issues. I said, I'm like,
crazy. How are we making these medications and we have to take these medications that are supposed to fix one thing but break something else down?
I just was like, well, okay. All right. Because when they called to tell me about my heart, I wasn't even at the doctor. I was home. They called me because they needed me to go see what is the heart doctor? I forgot. Cardiologist. I walk into this man's office with my daughter in a stroller now. Now, mind you, I told you she didn't tell me nothing about no cancer. Right. And she called doctor to doctor, and he had me come right in because I went to the doctor on I think it was like a Tuesday. My tumor was like maybe I think like 2.5 or something like that. I don't know. I went to the doctor Thursday or Friday. It was up to 4, and she was just like, "Oh, because it's an aggressive type of cancer." But anyway, I go in, and this cardiologist says to me, "Oh yeah, well they're going to give you an EKG, and then yeah, we need to make sure that's if we understand you may have cancer around your heart, so we need you to go and get an EKG, and we're going to send you." I said, "Wait, you heard the what? I had cancer around my heart?" That's not what she told me. She told me that the right side of my heart was functioning like I was an 85-year-old. Like, so where did you get cancer from? She never explained that to me. So imagine a doctor saying that to you, and you like, you already got your mind. You put your resilient mindset on. I'm going to do this. I just need to get through this. Now I'll come to this cardiologist, and this is what she didn't tell me nothing about no cancer around the heart. So anyway,
did you have cancer? Did you?
No. So what he did, they sent me to, so the number one, he wasn't the number one heart. That wasn't him. He sent me to him. He called him doctor to doctor. That's because, and the reason why is people think that they have time. When you're diagnosed with this, you don't want to make rash decisions, but you don't have, I had to tell this lady, you don't have weeks to wait. She told me she's going to make up her mind in 6 months to figure out what she want to do about her diagnosis. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm a personal advocate, but I be cussing at these people when they say stuff like that, because I just know that you can, like, you don't have 6. What are you talking about? But anyway.
And I see from how you're explaining this story, it's like found out here, boom, the next day this, boom, this, boom,
They
boom,
are
boom, boom. So
they
you're moving in a rapid succession because now it makes sense because they're racing against the clock right now. They're trying to, okay.
And these doctors weren't even part of the plan. The heart thing wasn't part of the original plan.
That wasn't right.
So it takes it in a whole nother direction. But I saw the number one heart surgeon in the United States. This man is he probably like 4'3". But I loved him, and he just was like, oh yeah, I need you to go here and do it up. I don't know. He was like, that's not true. Her heart is not her heart is not functioning like she's 85 years old. It must have been like something like a malfunction of the machine, but they have to be sure.
Right.
Yeah, it have to be sure. I'm gonna just leave the other part because let me tell you something. The lady, the girl that works in his office, I cursed her out like literally. Like, are you kidding me right now? So I just want anybody if you're going through any illness, please try and be your own advocate. And if you don't have someone advocate, if you feel like you're not strong enough to advocate for yourself, see if you can find somebody that will advocate on your behalf. Because this lady at this office, before I saw this heart doctor, I called her. I was in Maryland at my uncle's house. She told me her name was Tashina or something, and for me to call back tomorrow, and I called her back tomorrow, the next day. She gonna ask me where I get her number from, where I get her name from, what did I need? I said, where did I get your name from?
Right.
Are you a doctor are you a doctor there? Does your name, your stuff come up on the internet or something? And at the time, it was 17 plus years ago. Where would I get your name from? And why would I be calling you back today, ma'am?
Right.
She was like, well, what is it? What is going on? I said, you know what?
Bye, Tashima.
I said, you know what? What's going on? What's happening? I need to get I don't know if I could say that on YouTube, so I'm not gonna mess up your channel.
But your face says it all, that it was something and a something.
You know the graphic word for breast.
Right.
I told her I'm getting them cut off, so I need to come there and see this doctor because it's part of the process. And this is what I told you yesterday, and you told me that you told me to call you back. But today, who gave me your name? Who else works in the office with you, ma'am? I don't know you from a can of paint.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's just like people just like I want to say like some people are. I don't want to say ignorant. Ignorant is not the word, but it is the word. But I'm not trying to use it in a graphic way like that. But they're like ignorant to a lot of things that are going on. Because if you weren't going through what I was going through, you wouldn't know.
Then that is ignorant, because ignorance is not knowing something.
Right.
So
I just try to show them a little.
So that way, I want to back up for 1 second. Can you explain to everybody what triple negative breast cancer is?
Oh my goodness!
But
I should have known he was going to ask me that. So it's girl, I gotta pull it up because I can't, and y'all gonna see why. Just give me a minute. It's when you're lacking, when you have there was 52 different types of breast cancers when I was diagnosed.
Wait a minute. Wait. Now, see, I'm ignorant to that portion of things.
I didn't know it either.
You go to the doctor, you get your mammogram done, and they find a lump, and then they tell you you have cancer, you have breast cancer. You go, they do what they do, and that's it. I didn't know that there's different types of breast cancer, honestly, until you came. Then I'm like, what is that?
At the time when I was diagnosed, there were 52 different types of breast cancer. So triple negative breast cancer is where is it at?
Oh, sorry, I did not even hit that button.
Play the Jeopardy. Play the Jeopardy. I like that. Get it together, Suzette. Play the Jeopardy.
I was trying to grab my phone and hit the button. My bad.
Look,
my bad.
And look, and I want to just tell you right here, it's still saying it could be an uphill battle. Not only is the incidence rate of triple negative breast cancer 2 times higher in non-Hispanic Black women compared to non-Hispanic white women. Non-Hispanic white women.
What does race have to do with this? This is about a disease in a woman's body. Okay, I'm not going to go there. I'm not.
No. It's not. And it's not to get anyone upset. This is alarming to me, and I don't like the fact that they're trying to say that, because I want to know where you getting your numbers from. Why do you feel like this? Because Chris Rock, one got slapped by Will Smith,
right?
His ex-wife, Malak Rock, started a triple negative breast cancer foundation because her Caucasian neighbor passed away from it. So stop saying that. I don't like the fact that they're just saying that. It's like I don't believe all that stuff.
I don't think that this is a situation where that should even play.
It should never be said. It should never have been said. And so I don't believe in it. I'm trying to hold on. Let me see. Why is it
Thank you, Chino, for this super chat. She said, "I'm so proud of you for this live. Awareness is everything. Thank you. I'm a survivor. Your flowers. Love you. Love you more. Grateful that you're here with us. Absolutely. Another.
I call my sister, my survivors, my sisters. Stars, sisters in survivorhood. I'm a mess, y'all. Keep going. I can look while you're talking. I don't want to hold you up too long.
So while she's looking, I'm just going to explain why I felt like, not just because this is Breast Cancer Month, why this was so prolific for me to do. I have a majority female fan base. I do have, well, not fan base. Let me rephrase that. Viewership. Because I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a blogger. Okay.
You famous. Majority. You're a little famous out here in these streets. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Y'all keep telling me that, and I just be like, nah, I'm just Henny. I be in my own little corner, in my own little world.
I know. I'll be sending the folks over here, though. Go on over there to Henny. Henny covered that a year and a half ago, and all the receipts is over there. I ain't got the receipt. Go on over there to Henny, because listen. I'm over here with that.
I wanted to do this. I do have male viewership as well. Men do get breast cancer. It's not just a female thing, okay? Because men do have breasts. They just don't grow the way ours do, but they do have breasts and they do get breast cancer as well. So I wanted to do this because it's very prolific to bring awareness, even now in this day and age where people know about breast cancer. I did not know that at that time there was 52 different types of breast cancer. I don't know what the types are now. We can all, probably look that up and find out how many different types there are now. But we're finding out information, and this is good to know. Not just her story, but every detail of what happened, like how the doctor told her about the MRI, and how it's good to have a person advocate with you. And I mean, I just feel like when you're going to do anything, when it comes to doctor, like when I had to go get surgery done, I had my mom on the phone, because you're the person going through it. So your mind is either going to shut off or you're just not going to hear everything, because your mind is going to get very loud with thoughts from everything when you're getting this information from a doctor, right? So you need somebody there with you that can receive the information and ask the questions that need to be asked. And, if that's not a suitable answer, find another, get another question to get another answer. You need somebody that's going to be stable in thought, with you, no matter what it is. But I would say, especially when it comes down to the big C, okay, you need somebody there with you so that you can process and they can process and then interpret to you what is happening and what is going on.
And I'm gonna add on to that. I'm still, I don't go out much. I'm a homebody, but the nurses, medical assistants from the chemo room, they're my dogs. Now, I've done a lot in my life after, the breast cancer diagnosis. I wrote a bucket list. I checked all the boxes off already, but they're still, when I tell you that those nurses, well, where I got treatment at, those nurses knew every patient coming through that door. And it's just not cancer, like cancer patients. There's other things going on with some people, but for the most part, it's a cancer center. I've seen this young lady who's had cancer since she was a child. So she has neuropathy real bad. I don't know if it was neuropathy is when your hands and stuff, I feel like those pin, like you got pins and they just prick in your hand, or sometimes your hand. So she had it so long, like her hands are just like, they don't bend and all that stuff. She's a grown woman now. The medical assistant pays her bills, make sure that she has everything that she needs because she doesn't have any family. And so a lot of patients that don't have like family or, support, the nurses and medical assistants in the cancer centers, they really, really take that over, and they'll step in and be something, for them. And you're like, okay, she's a medical assistant, but but that's just Miriam. That's me. That just Miriam. Miriam just like, oh, I just can't stand it. Like, she has no family. And, any of my, patients that come in here and they need help with anything, they just are on it. So I want to say they're awesome for that.
Those are like little angels. Those people that are like that. They're like,
angels. So triple negative breast cancer, I found it because I didn't want to jack it up. Okay. So it's most breast cancer cells have hormone receptors on their surface that are stimulated by growth signals from hormones. These include estrogen receptors, progesterone receptors, I probably said that wrong, and HER2 protein. Triple negative breast cancer doesn't have any of that. It's the total opposite. So for most cancer, there's estrogen receptors, progesterone receptors, and the HER2 protein. Right now, I can't tell you what that is, but those are the three things that triple negative breast. That's why it's called triple negative breast cancer, because triple negative breast cancer is lacking all three of those things. Now, somebody that has cancer, and so now say they are in remission, and they just have not triple negative breast cancer, but they may have, I'm not even going to say one of the 52, because I don't know how many others. I think this one is the only one. But after their treatment, they may take something. A lot of them take tamoxifen for 5 years after the treatment is over. For people with triple negative breast cancer, that's it. They don't have nothing. They don't know what. Listen, you done had chemo. Bye. They don't have anything. Tamoxifen doesn't work for that. They don't because it's lacking those three things. And so that's why I had to read, because I've been unjacked it up. My doctor wrote it down like she had the cartoon characters and like she was. Let me tell you, Michelle.
Oh, that's right. She wanted to make sure that you understood and you got it.
She made sure.
Right.
Nobody can't tell me nothing about Michelle. O'Shea, you want to go on the hippie ride, Michelle? Let's go. I'm going.
I know that's right. Now let me ask you, what kind of treatments did you receive for this?
So I had
you mentioned chemo.
I opted not to get radiation, self-advocating. So
stay right there for a second. I did not know that you could get chemo without radiation.
Be your own advocate. Listen, this is what happened with me, right?
Hey, we learning over here tonight because I thought you had to have radiation to get chemo.
No, ma'am. Listen. So I had my chemo treatments. I had my surgery after. So because there is a test that you can take. It's called BRCA1 and BRCA2. So I took that test. It came back negative for me. Had it been positive, my daughter would have, the insurance don't pay for mammograms to you like, what is it, 35 or 40, something like that. I think it was 40. So if I would have tested positive, my daughter, the insurance would have paid for my daughter to get a mammogram half of the age that I was when I was diagnosed. So let me put that. So just say if I was 20, they would allow her to get, they would approve her for a mammogram when she turned 10. I'm just using it as an example.
Right.
But because it's negative, and a lot of people's families, when they do take these tests and they come back positive, you'll hear what some people call preventative care. Okay. And so that's what happened with me. They knew they had to remove, they couldn't save this breast. But this one, nothing was wrong with it. And I went back to Dr. O'Shea and I'm like, well, I just want you to take both of them off. And she was like, well, you don't have to go to that extreme. We have to move the left one, but the right one. Are you sure? Did you? I said, Dr. O'Shea, I'll remove them both. You told me I can get new ones, didn't you? She was like, oh,
so you opted to have both, what is it called? A mastectomy?
It's a double mastectomy.
Okay.
I opted to have the right breast removed as well because
what's the preparation for that? Like mentally, how did you get there? Because as women, like I think about it. I'm 45. I'm about to be 46. Okay, so I think about these types of things.
I know where you're going with it.
I had to. How could I? Like, it's a part of. You know where I'm going.
I know where you're going, and I'm about to tell. I'm about to tell. So Vanessa,
I need to know how you made peace with it, honey.
I made peace with it. The night after I had the meeting with her, and 6:30, she closed building down. I already knew I wanted to have them remove the right breast for preventative care because this is how I was thinking. And don't laugh at me. Listen. Y'all said I need 8 rounds, so that's this time. We're going to do this. I'm going to be back to work this time. God said, if you don't sit down somewhere, and I said, I'll heal you, but you're going to do it on my time. Like, you need to sit down. Like, what are you doing? But that was just me, Henny. I was just...
Listen, I get it, because that's how I am. I'd be like, when I had my surgery, I didn't have breast cancer, just for anybody who was asking. I had something else done.
Yeah,
but when I had my surgery, I was like, how long am I going to be down? When can I get back to work? Because I'm going to miss how many this month. How many weeks? Like,
Henny, listen.
Savings, what I got in my savings to cover me for this, because, yeah.
So listen to what Michelle told me. She said, if you talk to the insurance and they ask you if you want a prosthetic boob, tell them no. I said, wait a minute, where we going with it? Like, how we were on breast cancer? We ain't even started. No, the prosthetic boob, what you talk? She said, the boob that you see some of the women sometimes you see, and they picking up something off the ground because they boob done fell out. Like, she said the insurance will gladly give you that boob because the boob at the time, the prosthetic boob was, I think, about $800. But she said that they will give you that because there is something else that you qualify for, and they don't want you to know about it. So if you take that, they're going to say no to the other thing. What's the other thing, Michelle? Oh, girl, we can, since you often have both your breast river, we can take the fat from your front of your stomach and put it up here.
Okay, so listen, I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it
because I'm getting there.
You had a scale of the breast, girl, because you know that's what they do. They take the fat from one place and they put it someplace else. Yeah, I know that's right. Come on.
This is my merch shirt.
Yes.
So listen,
I didn't know we could. Did y'all know we could do that? Oh, girl.
In the state of New Jersey, the law is that they have to reconstruct your breast back to the size that it was when you was diagnosed. I wouldn't have known none of that if it wasn't for Michelle.
I don't know about where y'all live, but she live across the bridge from me, so I'm quite sure it ain't too much different here in New York.
Let me tell you
New Jersey like this.
Let me tell you something. I would have never known that. So now they send me, I got the number one. I know y'all tired of me in my number ones, but listen, this is how God set me up. So guess what? I had the number one plastic surgeon in New Jersey.
I know that's right.
Listen, all my doctors think I'm crazy. The only doctor that I really didn't care for was my hematologist. I stopped seeing her and started seeing the physician assistant because she was the kook that I should have been. But anyway, I'm in there with the doctor looking. I'm telling the doctor, I just want you to because me and my uncle had to talk about it, and my uncle is a freaking clown. And he's like, tell him to carve you all out here. We on the phone. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna tell him to just carve me. I went in, my doctor was like, no. Now they'll pay for it. they only gonna move what's in the front up. They not messing with this. I said I can't get my love handles moved up there. This I didn't have enough time.
Right, like we said, we was gonna rearrange some things. I
listen
from here and here.
You should have seen me. I was in there telling, yeah, like I said, just curve it all. No. No. I said, really? He said, so what we can do, and let me tell you something. I don't care. I just want people to be aware. So a lot of people are very, keeps this information close to them, and it's understandable because I've been through it and I understand. But my thing is awareness, so I talk about it because I don't care. This is my story, what I've been through. I'm gonna share it with y'all because if I can share something with you, yeah. So I'm just like, okay, so all right, so you're only gonna take the fat from here. He said, yeah, that's it. We can't. They're not paying for all that now. He said, now I can do it if you want to pay for it. No, I want to pay for it. You just move a little fat from here. Just move a little fat from here. And then he was like, so what I can do is, because you don't have any cancer on the right side, I can make a nipple ain't bad. Is that bad?
No, you can say that.
Okay. I can make the nipple for your boob the same as that one. So I'm like, well, how do you make a nipple?
Right. I'm looking like, wait a minute.
He was like, well, it's when you first have the first surgery, you won't get the nipples right away. We need to see what happens like when the swelling goes down and all this other kind of stuff. But he said, but I can still. I said, listen, I never liked these nipples I had, so can I get new ones for both? He said, yeah. I said, oh yes. Wait a minute. I said, so wait.
He said, can we resize them, please?
Wait a minute. Wait, so this man had a book. I said,
they had a book of nipples?
Wait a minute. Because he don't just
wait a minute.
He don't just do
BBLs and nipple books, child. Listen,
it's not just
this is good information here, because if you ever have to, you know what you can get, and you better ask for the nipple book. You know what I want? I want nipples that look like stars and half moons. Okay, I want.
Girl, I said, wait a minute. So because he doesn't only treat cancer patients. He's a plastic surgeon. He does like,
Right.
and he was like 70 something years old. I said, how, where? How many times you going under the knife? Because you what? How? You gotta be kidding me. And he was like, oh God. She said, what, like, what do you do? Like, okay, where the nipple book at? How many options do I have? He said, we got about 6. I said, well, okay, long as none of them don't look like the ones that I had, because I never liked them. They could not get enough. They just used to be laughing at me. Listen, I'm going to make light of myself. You have to, because if not, it's going to take you under. So, it is hard to do, but, I try to encourage people, just, stay positive. And the reason why I was having some years during breast cancer, so the last couple of years, I shut down. I didn't do anything. I had things planned, but I suffer from, and I guess this is the thing, but survivor's remorse. So I lost Vanessa to breast cancer. Her breast cancer came back while I was in chemo. One of the worst times of my life.
I can't
one of the it was one of the worst times of my life. Well, what happened was, so I was home, and she was hiding. She didn't want to tell me. I was calling her. I'm like, what is Vanessa not answering this phone? And she normally everywhere. It ain't football season, because she had a jet to pass. What do you call it?
Right.
Vanessa. So I'm gonna call her every day until I get her. And this is gonna answer, because I know you was thinking this, Henny, but I'm gonna point out what I'm talking about to you. So I said, I called her. All I hear is when, and then I hear this, and I'm like, Vanessa, where are you? What are you doing? I'm in New York. Okay, well, why is all that wind back there? And what are you vomiting? I'm on my way to chemo. This is how she told you, on your way to chemo.
Oh, wow.
Vanessa. So I asked her, I said, did you tell Alvin that's her husband? And she said, no. She said, I told the doctors to remove both my breasts like you did, but they told me that it was too late.
Oh, no.
So my thing was like, all right, what? So Alvin knows that your breast cancer came back? No. I said, Vanessa. And so it's a thing of her being a woman.
Yeah.
No. Because she worked in New York. She left where we worked, and she started working at that, what is that medical MCC, that cancer hospital in New York? The big one. It'll come to me in a minute. That's where she worked. So she left work, called the cab, and was on her way to get treatment. And with her head hanging out the door because she's vomiting.
Oh,
so I'm at home and I'm losing it. Like, okay, you didn't tell Alvin. Listen, I said, you got 24 hours. I'm telling. I said, Alvin, don't. She was like, yeah, but at the time, her being a woman, and what you just said, those are her breasts. So, I guess some men get aroused by that. Some women get aroused by that.
Right.
And so she was just thinking for her husband, but never have said that to him ever, like from when she was first diagnosed up until this point, and like never.
Wait, so her husband never knew about her breast cancer ever?
No. He knew about the first time.
He just didn't know about the second when
it came back. Right.
Thank you, Goddess. Goddess said Memorial Sloan Kettering.
Yes, that's it. Okay. Memorial Sloan Kettering. That's it. Hey, thank you. So I said, you got 24 hours. Now, because I met her husband. I said, Alvin don't care about no breasts. Because I know of all the stuff she did, like he didn't have to do anything. But that's just the type of Southern woman that she was.
Right.
And he wasn't. He's from Jersey. And he wasn't, used to, dating women that, you know, would treat him in that manner. I didn't care about that. And I told her, I said, 24 hours. Alvin cussed her out. Breast cancer and all. I don't give a F about no. You should have told me. Because why are you going to work in New York? She drove her truck to work. To get in the, I don't know why she wasn't having treatment where she worked, but she drove her truck to work.
Probably didn't want everybody to know.
That, you know what? I never thought about that. You know what? You might be right, Henny. And so yeah, she wound up. One of my it was both our co-workers, but you know, you turn out to be closer to some people. And so she has sent, she sent, so her husband was a police officer, and so was the girl I worked with. Her husband was also a police officer. They worked together, spent a lot of time. So she sent them to get me. And I'm like, you know, she called me. She like, we coming to get you because Vanessa wants you. She wants you to come see her. And I'm like, oh, okay. What time y'all getting here? Whatever. And I get there, and you know, I see myself laying there. I see her in the bed, but I see myself, and I'm like, because I hadn't seen her in a while, and she didn't say anything about being sick. So when I saw her, it was almost that time. But she said, yeah, I wanted you to come. You made it. And so she was a sports fanatic. And then she was like, look at LeBron. He ain't the king. And she just was, and I'm laughing. I'm like, she's just, you know, just beautiful still. And knowing
it's right
that she, you know, was basically in hospice. But, you know, so that's really hard for me. So some years I shut down, but I said, you know what, this year I need to bring awareness, you know, to let people know it is a thing. And especially, thank you for saying that, Henny. Men, we get it. Yeah, I don't want to hear anything about breast. Y'all call it peck cancer, chest cancer, whatever you want to call it. But when you feel something that's not normal in that area, or if you feel a knot and you're a man, go to the doctor and make sure you ask them, please check to make sure I don't have breast cancer, because they're not going to just check, because just the way you know, men feel like, oh, this is I can't,
that's a thing we don't.
It's still a stigma in the world. Like, some of these doctors have not caught on yet. My uncle had breast cancer twice.
See,
the first time he didn't tell us.
Hold on, because you got to go back for a second. You got to go back. You got to go back.
I'm going back.
I got a question. I want to know what was in the book of nipples.
Oh, they had teardrops. They had some teardrops. Some I don't know. It was 6 names. It was.
They give you shapes, like they shape them?
Yeah, they had like teardrops. I don't remember. It was like so long ago, but I know they had at the time that this doctor, he has a book of 6 different type of nipples. Yeah.
Never mind. Different life. I'm gonna stay focused.
You're a mess. I already know that you are a whole entire mess.
But you know that, but everybody doesn't know that yet. Some people are just getting on to me, but you know, I am a mess. I'm the person that will read some serious court docs and laugh at things, because I laugh at inappropriateness. I laugh at nervousness, and I just like to make light of serious situations because it's easier to palate that way. But tattoo nipples, you can get tattoo nipples. I don't like tattoos.
Oh no, so that's what, now that's how they make the areola.
Oh, they tattoo it?
Right. I met this doctor's wife. She had cancer, right? And so we would have like a couple of our chemo days was on the same days. 2 weeks after I had the double mastectomy and lymph node dissection, my stomach was killing me. Now, mind you, I don't have no areola or nipples yet. Because I didn't, but my stomach is like hurting so bad. I'm like, this is not normal. This is another thing, and I don't know, this is something simple, but it may help somebody.
Okay.
I said, I need to call an ambulance. There was no way I can drive to the hospital. I cannot even stand, like, what is going on? I called the ambulance. So this man like, oh, sure, we'll drop you off at the time I was living in Rahway. Now, I said, you're not taking me over there to that hospital? I said, you are taking me to Summit, to where my doctors are. That's where you're taking me. You're not taking me. I'm not going. Well, it's going to cost you more because you want us to go. I don't care how much more it costs. Take me.
You don't even know that you could do that. You could tell them, don't take me to that hospital. Take me here. I don't care. Take me there. That's where my chart is. That's where my doctors are. I want to go there. You can don't take that with the ambulance. They will take you.
Because let me tell you a lot of things that people do not know. Now, had I let him take me to Rahway Hospital, and they would have admitted me, my doctor could come over to Rahway as a consultant, but not as your doctor. And they don't tell a lot of people that. But I know that. No, you're gonna take me to Overlook in Summit. That's where I'm going. That's where all my doctors are. And just in case, like, I need to be admitted for something, I'll be where all my doctors will be able to come see me and everything else.
See it fulfill your face. That's right.
Let me tell you about this ambulance. If I ever see him, I'm gonna clip him. I was in so much pain, so they put me in. They didn't bring the stretcher out, so they got the little wheelchair thing, like on the ambulance too.
Right.
He done took and pushed me up because he had to go up over there. But the way he did, I know you did it on purpose. And I told him, I said, you better be glad I'm in pain. But I know you just did that on purpose. I told you that I am in pain. Like, why would you go over those bumps like that?
Right.
I wanted to smack. If I ever see him, I know what he looked like. I don't care how long ago it's been. I'm going to smack him, clip him or something. But you do have the right to tell an ambulance to take, I don't care where it is. Rahway's 10 minutes away. The hospital you want to go to is about 45 minutes to an hour away. And y'all going to put the lights on and y'all going to drive that whole time and take me where all my doctors are. Please and thank you. Because guess what? I went to the hospital and I was admitted. They were going to give me, my stomach was just hurting. I didn't know what was going on. I don't know. My aunt met me there. And so they gave me you know what? They didn't even give me that. They gave me a laxative. This ain't working. So the nurse is going to tell me, well, I don't know what you want us to do. What if we give you the suppositories, you can go home and insert the suppositories and that should help. I said, I'm not going nowhere. Y'all didn't even look to see if anything is going on in my stomach.
Right.
This pain is worse than something I ever felt. Y'all need to do a CAT scan, MRI. I don't care what y'all doing. Y'all need to take something and look in there because this is not right. I'm not going nowhere. And I told her, you will not give me a suppository and I go home and die or something. Then it's my fault because I took the suppository and I left.
That's right.
Y'all need to look and see what's going on. I kid you not, Henny. I kid you not. They took me in there, put me in the CAT scan machine. It was about 4 doors down from the room that I was in because they couldn't put nobody. They had patients all lined up in the hallway, but they couldn't put me. I had to be by myself. So it was about 4 doors down. Gave me a CAT scan. By the time they wheeled me back into my room, the freaking surgeon was there. They was pushing papers in my face like, oh, you have to go into emergency surgery now. Sign the paperwork. Well, what is going on? You were just trying to send me home with a suppository. I told the doctor. Yeah, the nurse tried. He said she tried to what? I said, yeah. If I didn't tell her I was not going home, she would have sent me home and I would be dead today.
Right.
My intestines was twisted. And so nothing was coming. No, nothing was coming out.
It was going down. Right.
Nothing was going out. It had started to back up.
You can die from that. Right out your mouth.
So I'm grateful that I'm not wearing a colostomy bag today. And some people don't understand that. They were able to clip and repair my intestines. I'll take that over. I don't have anything that's going on special that has to do with that. That surgery went well.
That's what we was talking about earlier when we were saying they don't listen. Sometimes they don't listen to us when we tell them that something is wrong. Instantaneously, she talking about you're constipated, but you don't even know. And look at that. You was constipated, but you needed more than just a laxative.
I woke up with a IV in my neck and a tube coming out my nose. And guess what was coming out the tube? Yeah. So you was going to send me home? So
exactly. Diamond said your body could have went septic.
Exactly. I was not going for that. I had never felt nothing like that in my life, Henny. Never. Like, what in the world is going on? I've had stomach aches before and stomach pain, but nothing like this. So basically after that, once my breast, I'm jumping from that to that. I went through that. I was in the hospital for 11 days. I cussed them people out at their hospital. Girl, I told the nurse, I was delirious. It was me. But I had a high fever because when I came out of surgery, I got pneumonia. For them to open me up, I just had surgery 2 weeks before. So I woke up with pneumonia. And so at night, like, you know how you sweat because you sick?
Right.
I had called the nurse and told the nurse, if you come in here one more night and dose some water on me, I'm going to fuck you up. She said, I didn't do no water on you. I said, every night I wake up and water. It was
the nurse was dousing you with water.
I told them every night y'all come here and throw water on me. I was a mess at the time. But anyway, so my breast, when everything, the swelling went down, I looked like I was a flat-chested boy. I said, well, what are we going to do now? The doctor said, don't worry about it. The insurance got to pay. So I got implants. Because my chest was flat as a board.
So wait, so then your body reabsorbed all the fat?
No, it's just that after the surgery, they're swollen because it's
surgery. The surgery. Right. I thought, okay, gotcha.
So when the surgery when the swelling from the surgery went down, it was like I ain't have no breast. I said, so I'm not.
Why did your intestines twist? Was it something else?
You know what? I'm beginning to, and I don't. You know what? I guess my mind wasn't here at the time. I wasn't thinking about that. The only thing I could think of is that I had the surgery 2 weeks ago. The doctor, did you twist my stuff up, or did it get twisted somehow?
Yeah.
But you know what? At the time, when I tell you, I was not thinking about that because when I woke up, I was just like, wait a minute, they got an IV in my neck. Because I can't use my left arm for anything. They couldn't use my left arm. And then my veins were fried because I just had chemo.
Right.
So I was working with nothing anyway before that. Wow. So, yeah. So when you go back and you think about it, I'm like, wait a minute now. It had to happen that way because why would my intestines just get twisted like that? But that wasn't my focus at the time. Wasn't to point the finger at anybody. My focus was the same thing. Was the same focus to get home to my children. And it had been I was the 11 days and I hadn't seen my children and probably.
It
maybe about day 8, I went off on them like, yo, I'm about to lose it on all of y'all. I have not seen my children.
I understand. I was in the hospital 3 days and I was ready to go home. I was like, don't tell me I need another day here. I'm ready to go home. I miss my kids. My kids miss me. I want to go home.
Exactly. I mean, you mean it is what it is. But I do have implants on the insurance, on the insurance.
Period.
I had them lifted twice on the insurance. I'm about to call a doctor now and be like, wait a minute, you think I need
another lift?
You think I need another lift?
I know that's right.
Cause he let me tell you something. He puts it. Yep, insurance gonna pay. Yep, you ain't even got to pay a copay. No, they go right back to your cancer treatment.
Remember this. I don't wish this on anybody, but if
you gotta know.
Remember this.
This is something important too. So being bald is beautiful. So I
was going to ask about that next.
So at first, it was just like took some getting used to. But one day I had a temper tantrum in the at the chemo room because they wouldn't let me get my chemo that day. And I said, I'm supposed to be back to work this time, and I done did all that. What are you guys talking about? And so my aunt came with me to every treatment, so she could drop me off and go park. So she came in there and she just was like, well, what is girl, when I dropped you off, you had hair on your head. Why is you got your wig in your eye? I said, I'm throwing a tantrum. She said, girl, what did you throw in the tantrum for? I threw a tantrum. I snatched my wig off like I hurt their feelings. I ain't hurt their feelings. I'm just like, I'm throwing a tantrum. And I said, I can't have treatment today. And so mom was like, girl, if you don't get that wig and do what you're going to do with it, and let's go. And because girl, she's like, I just can't believe that you is actually sitting there. Yeah, I'm throwing a whole tantrum. I got stuff to do. And my mom was like, if you don't go sit your behind down somewhere. Yeah, so but yeah, on the insurance in the state of New Jersey, unless they made some changes, which I don't think so, because I had my the last time I had them lifted was probably about maybe was it 8 or 9 years ago? Maybe 8 or 9 years ago. I haven't had have them lifted. He just go in there and he lift them. He said like minor surgery, but still, yeah, I don't have to wear a bra.
I know that's right.
So yeah. So yeah, feel your boobies, feel your tatas. Make sure that when you go, you get. Oh, another thing I wanted to share. This is what. So hair means a lot to a lot of women. Right. And, a lot of women can't do. But guess what? You can get the insurance to pay up to $1,200 for a wig. That was at the time. They don't call it a wig. They call it a cranial cap.
A cranial cap, ladies. They'll pay $1,200 for a cranial
cap.
Well,
that was back then, so they should be paying more. It should be more now. A cranial cap.
That means you could get you a nice, good density and a nice little, And how often do they pay for those?
Well, they only gonna give you. They only gonna give you one. They only gonna approve one. These insurance companies is a mess. They only gonna approve you for one, but it's still a good thing to know.
Diamond says, I lost my good friend to cancer in January, colon cancer.
It's cancer is an intruder. I don't care what type of cancer that it is. It like I said, it just shows up and said, listen, we gonna fight or you gonna lay down. Well, we gonna fight.
Let me ask you, what would be your advice for someone who's recently or currently diagnosed with cancer? We know you say advocate for yourself.
Stay off the internet.
Stay off the net.
Stay off of the internet, because you don't want to internally take all that stuff and because it's in your mind. You want to just go do whatever it is that, if you do have any side effects, you just want it to be, if you have any, you just want it to be, you don't want to, don't over saturate yourself. As if you are newly diagnosed or you feel like you have a lump, the earlier you deal with it, the better. The earlier you deal with it, the better chance that you'll have at living. You don't have a lot of time. Um, and just it's the same thing as advocating for yourself, but make sure that the doctors explain to you what is going on with you so that you will know. I lost another one of mine. You see, I have her song on. I have it on my community wall over here too, and on Instagram. You guys can find her album on YouTube, Kelly Downing. She was a co-worker first. She was my supervisor next, and then we did some acting and stuff together outside of work. When I first started modeling, she was there for me. And so she got breast cancer. And it was just like, I could never unsee what I saw. Everybody's not the same. So when I went to the hospital to see her, she was having a crisis when I got there. But when I got in the room, she's like, I'm so glad that you're here. I said, I'm here for you. We don't want to talk about me. Let's talk about you. She was having a hard time talking. She was like, no, but I just feel like an elephant in the room all the time. I said, I understand that feeling, but I'm here for you. She was like, I wish I could be like you. I wish I could be a survivor. That's the worst feeling as a survivor that you can get from somebody that you love. Like to hear them say that.
Yeah.
It really, it took me somewhere. And she's like, because you're the only one that understand. And I'm just like, trying to be strong for her. Like,
right.
Yeah, I understand, but I don't want you to talk too much. Let me wipe your mouth with the, thing over here. So her husband came and she said something. I said, I couldn't understand what she said, Colleen. He's like, yeah, they said she only got about 6 months to a year to live. I said, well, it's in God's timing. And that's the only thing that, that I could say, like with a straight face I'm holding back tears. I already had cried when I first got there because I don't want to cry in front of her. She got mad and just was like, she had on a hospital gown and she yanked it over. You're the only one that'll understand. I'm sitting there because I already am angry. I'm already angry because I think your doctor misdiagnosed you. I can never understand. I would never take anybody else's journey and make it my own.
Right.
We don't have. Penny, she had tumors all out on the outside. Or when I tell you, I'm like, saying to myself, Suzette, hold it, keep it together, keep it together, keep it together, keep it together. I will never be able to unsee that. But Kelly left something here for us. And I love that for her. Just go to YouTube. Topic to the music channel, just type in Kelly Downing. She has a gospel album over there. It's called Greater Faith in You. You get you some club on there. She got some country on there. She got some. She has a lot of different things. Like she was very, very talented. And I lost her.
Write that down, y'all. Kelly Downing.
Kelly Downing. If you go on my Instagram, you see I just shared it. I shared the song on my Instagram, my favorite song. I finagle some stuff. Yeah, and I got it over there. It's In the Master's Hand. It's one of my favorite songs. It's one of my favorite songs of hers. So I would just encourage, huh?
No, go ahead.
I would just encourage anyone that's going through this, like, I'm always on YouTube or send me a DM now. Sometimes y'all see me step away. I won't be around for a while. That don't mean I'm lurking in the back. I have to disconnect.
Yeah, because I see you disappear, then I see you, and then you disappear, and then I see you, and then I'm like, okay.
Well,
because it's like I don't know what people do.
Yeah. I always you know, when I do come on Instagram, I pop over there when I see you live. But then you know people be coming in there getting on my nerve. I ain't got time. Go on away. But why y'all over here arguing? She said what she said. The receipts is there. Shut up.
That's what she said. She did what she did, and that's it.
Yeah,
okay?
that's it. That's it. They be mad at me. I'm telling you. I'll be
Hard,
sending
and we gonna stand beside her. Period.
I'll be
That's
sending.
it. We can't
I'll be
change our
sending
mind.
people. I'll be sending people over there. First of all, I still give. I don't really do Krishan Rock content here. I'll tell
Right.
people. I say every now and then. But I don't do content for Krishan on YouTube. But go on over there and see my girl Henny. Because what you over here trying to argue with me about, I don't do that Krishan slander in my in my chat. No, we're not doing that. And if you want to hear what happened with that, because you're wrong. Go, Henny covered that about a year and a half ago. Go on there. I know she done made some. Listen. I know she done made. Look, I know she done made some changes over there. But if you dig hard enough, you're gonna find it over there with some receipts. Get out my damn chat with that nonsense. Gonna talk about March was still having a party and Rock wasn't even there. I said, you ain't see Rock in that video? That's Rock with that green hood on with the hood on her head. That's Rock. That's not Rock. I said that was Krishan in that picture. Going over there because you going over there. There's a
necklace on Ola. What are you talking about? We watched.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started.
No, I tell them go over there to Henny. Go over there to Henny. Henny be over there pulling up some stuff over there in the bar. Go on over there to Henny and find a receipt or two. Get away from here. Okay. We don't do that over here. But anywho.
Well, let me ask you, how are you today?
I've been going through some things. That's why I haven't been online.
Are you okay? Can you explain the difference between cancer-free and remission? I mean, it should be obvious, but
I think it's to me. I think it's the same thing. Because in remission, it just means that they're not detecting any more cancer. So for breast cancer. For breast cancer, in order for you, it's not in order. I don't know who made this rule up, but I guess it's for the people that I told you that take tamoxifen for the 5 years. Once you're 5 years in plus surviving, they consider you to be a survivor at that point. Anything before 5 years, they're like, no, you know. I mean, and I don't think that they should say that to patients. I don't think they really say it too much. I don't think they really verbalize that too much, but they normally, that's what they say the 5 years is. So I've been dealing with other things. I have, I just put it on the list and be like, all right, what is this going to have me do today? I was having a hard time walking. Like, it's probably the time you see me, I was going probably like for 3 weeks, but it had been going on for months, and it just mentally started bothering me. I'm like, my quality of life is in the garbage. Like, I can't, like, what is going on? They couldn't find out. They kept saying lupus. I'm not claiming that mess. I'm not claiming that.
I know that's right.
Come on, let's do something else. Let's try again. So yeah, I got a little Arthur, but Arthur is doing too much.
I got a little Arthur too, okay?
Girl, like they said, rheumatoid is worse. So yeah, but I can't even like stand straight up and just take off and walk. It was just like I said, God, you're paying me back for laughing at my mother, because I'm over here trying to get out this chair, looking and feeling just like her. So yeah. I've been
dealing with the author for a long time. So when you say your quality of life, I totally get it, because like I said, I'm 45, be 46 in December, but
I'm older than you.
Arthritis in my body since I was about, want to say 42 when I first found it. But mine comes from injury sustained from domestic violence. So
yeah. And happy DV week month to you.
Oh yeah. We listen, we going in on a DV too. I'm going to tell my whole story from beginning to end. So y'all bring y'all tissues and all of that.
I got one too. I just didn't put it in the book.
Prepare myself mentally to go back down those avenues and try not to trigger myself.
It's a lot.
But, you know, when they gave that diagnosis and your quality of life is changing, and you actually it was before that. It was 35 is when they first told me that they saw signs of arthritis. And I was like, what am I supposed to do now? I was doing hair. I could clean my house in 2 hours from front to back. I could run all day long. Now to clean one room in my house could take me all day to get it done, because I got to clean a little bit, then sit, clean a little bit, then sit, sweep the floor. Who's sweeping the floor? That's sweeping and mopping motion. Have my back on fire. Can't walk for long distance, can't stand, can't sit. Your whole quality of life changes. But now for me, there's a little tail end on that, because there's a traumatic event attached to that I try to not allow to take me down into a sunken place. But I get it. The quality of life changes, but you know what? You're here. Okay. You had something that could have taken you all the way out. A little offer. Girl, that's a walk in the park.
Well, I think so what, like, I have been going through it for months, like going back and forth to the doctor. And I think that started really bothering me. Like, do you know how long it takes me to walk up and down the stairs? I can't walk up the stairs like this. And it just was like, I can't, anything over 15 minutes that it would just lock my body in all types of ways. And when I tell you, it would be HE double hockey sticks, trying to get rid of that pain like that. I just stopped doing anything. Like, it just was, I'm not going to, I can't. And so, thank goodness that there's some good men out there. My husband just was like, "Oh, sit down somewhere. Like, you ain't got to do none of that. You ain't got, I already raided the refrigerator and the pantry and see what we ain't had, all that stuff downstairs. He done bought a refrigerator and put it in the room. When you're feeling like that, don't go down there. Just go on in there. We're going to fill that up." And my husband just like, and he does like the shopping and stuff like that. And he like, "Yeah, I took your car the other day and got the brakes fixed. When you park, turn that way." I'm like, oh my God, you like somebody's grandpa. But I mean, there is, good people out there that do understand. And so, like, I'm blessed to have found somebody. Like, my husband is like a mirror of me. We do a lot. Like, we don't care about, like, we care about getting on the plane. But going outside, like just going out. Well, his thing is the backyard. That's his thing. I'll tell him, I got inside. I'm going to decorate inside. You go on outside.
Okay, I know that's right.
He got listen.
You gave Kelly her flowers, but you done wrote a book.
I did.
So I got it right here. We're gonna put it up on the screen. We're gonna put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
It's about this book, Surviving Strong, Overcoming Triple Negative Breast Cancer with a Resilient Mindset. And that's you on the cover.
That's me, baby.
That's you on the cover.
Listen, it's pictures inside.
Okay.
Just to let y'all know. So what I did was when I got my diagnosis, I wrote a bucket list. And I think this was the last thing off of my bucket list from all those years ago. And for this, it came out April 17th, and I just made it strictly about the breast cancer. But then I tell you what happened after I survived, because I did a lot. And I sit and reflect often. Where in the heck was you getting all that energy from? I can't tell you. But I did some great things after having breast cancer. And I think I want to attribute that to my diagnosis, because I didn't write the bucket list until afterwards. I became a professional model after that.
I know that's right.
I used to be over there in the city. Them
All
girls,
right
the girls in the city hate me. They don't like me. I'm sorry, but listen. What happened was I put, and this is why I tell people, and I like to inspire women. I like to empower women, all this other crazy nonsense that's going on.
now.
We don't have to do all that. Like when it comes to each other, we have information. Transfer the information. What God has for you is for you. But you can help somebody along the way, but don't burn them, or
Right.
burn the person that helps you, or the person that helps you burn it. It's information. I might have all the information in the world and don't know what to do with it. But it's just something about us not being able to be sisters. And I hate that for us. And I'm not, when I say sisters, I'm not just talking about African American people, because
That
I have some people that are just loyal to me. And then from the other race, but we met here virtually. But well, I locked myself in my office. This is the Survivor Nation den here. I locked myself in my office and finished this book because I started writing. I'm like, yeah. I said, you know what? That's the last thing on your list. Get it done. And I locked myself in here. It was for the whole weekend. I came out to use the bathroom and take a shower. I said, I'm just going to finish this book because I'm self-publishing it through Amazon. But right. I also, don't have to I can order the copies from Amazon. But April 17th, it was supposed to come out. The 15th, the 14th, I think it was, I got the proof and it was all messed up.
Oh.
It was all messed up. Henny, I'm talking about the words was jumbled up. The chapters was out of order. And I'm like, oh, heck no, this can't come out.
So you had to go back and reformat everything.
No, this fool at Amazon, the first lady told me, well, just wait for it to come out. And as soon as it come out, just submit the updated manuscript. I said, ma'am, I'm not doing that. I have people waiting for this to drop. They're waiting to order it. Right. I said, what do you mean? Like, so why? I said, can you just stop the whole process? Well, the next day I got an email and it was from this lady that was like, hi, did you get your book straightened out? And I said, well, no, the lady I spoke to yesterday told me to let it just drop and then they'll fix it. And she said, no, she said, your story needs to be told. I read your book and I'm getting ready to send you. I'm going to release it. And she said, and upload the manuscript. And if they don't let you submit it, she said, because they may not just let me know that you uploaded it. Oh, no problem, because I already had the manuscript together. So I uploaded it, and the lady actually, it was supposed to, the release date was the 17th, but it actually dropped on the 16th. So yeah, I wrote about my experience, finding out about the diagnosis, and then afterwards. So I was blessed to do a lot of things after my diagnosis. I did gospel plays with some fabulous people. I was glad to see Rock with Ty Tribbett the other day because I did a play with him. And when I tell you, it was just like he walked in and it was just like Jesus will do this so seriously. It was like, it was like everything was just really calm, but he was really, really like personable. Like I'm not somebody where like I'm famous or anything like that. But I was a pastor. I played a pastor at the end of the play. He was like the co-pastor. So now we in rehearsal, and this fool back there talking about they don't get a pastors no orange juice no more. And I'm like, Ty, you gotta stop. Like you gotta stop because our part is coming up. And he was like, I'm just saying, he said, I done gave a little show and everything. My mouth dry. They ain't give me no orange juice. I said, yeah, somebody better get past Tribbett some orange juice because he over here having a fit. And I just had so much fun with him. And everybody, like the whole cast did. And so I was kind of glad to see Krishan with him the other day, because I've been in his presence, and it was just, it was a good time. I mean, he really, really believes in what he believes in, but he's very down to earth. It's hard to find people like that.
Well, I was gonna ask you, what is your advice for anyone out there, just ladies in general? What would you give them as advice before we close out for the evening?
What do you mean, ladies and gentlemen? Where do you go on with this one, Henny? You know, because some of your
just any sisterly advice.
I see this a lot. I have a DV story myself. I don't like to tell it. My daughter doesn't know anything about that, and so that's something that, you know, if she finds out, or in time, I don't know, because that's her father, and as long as her father doesn't put his hands on her, we good. We don't have no relationship. I don't need to talk to you. Oh, I got a great message for the women. I'm about to tell you. I thank you. I don't need to talk to you. I don't. I have a lifetime, what do you call that, restraining order on you. I'm never dropping it. I don't care how good things are or whatever. Oh, how you found out you messed. I don't care about that. Right. Put your hands on me one time. And the one time was too much. And I walked away. Everybody's not strong as I am. I'm like that because of my mother. I've never seen my mother go through things like that. And she always taught us, first time a man puts his hands on you, run for the hills, because he's not going to stop. And that's exactly what I did. So I don't really, like, especially my daughter 17, I haven't told her that yet. But DV starts verbally. That's the first thing. Verbal. It's verbal. A lot of times it's verbal first. Keep your eyes and ears open. But another thing that we take for granted is, if you don't believe in it, says you shouldn't be out here looking for no man. A husband should find his wife, not the other way around. Because you don't. I'm not getting on my knee and proposing to nobody.
He who finds a wife.
He who finds a wife finds
a good thing.
Not the other way around. But you have to make sure that you don't miss your opportunity, because you never know when God is sending it. I almost lost my husband. Like in the beginning, when we first started dating, he had already did all the running that he wanted to do. And that's what he told me that. And whatever. He didn't have time for that. So I was in a space where that's another thing, women. Heal yourself. Sometimes when you get out of a relationship, don't jump in a new one. You need to heal yourself and find out, what's going on with you. Make sure you are right first. I love the way Penny closes out her shows with those sayings. It's true. You have to look within and find your own happiness within yourself first before you can go and find happiness with somebody else. So my husband at the time, like I said, he's like, oh, I wanted to go out. Do you want to go out? Yeah, no, I'm gonna go to sleep. So the next week he called me and was like, oh, well, I'm off this weekend. So he's off Friday, and then the next weekend he's off the weekend. He does like he's from NYC. So anyway, he called me. He was like, so you want to? And then I was like, I'm tired. I don't think I'm on. But then I had one girlfriend. She was like, girl, why are you playing around? That guy seems like he like you. Like, why are you? I said, well, I talked to him on the phone. I just don't feel like going out. So I called him back and I was like, okay, where we going to go? He was like, you better be glad that you called me, because after today, I was getting ready to take your number out my phone. I wasn't gonna call you again.
Oh.
I said, what happened? He was like, yeah, I don't have time to play games. So it's men out there that don't have time to play games.
Well, you know what? You might be talking to me, but it ain't that I'm playing games. It's just that I don't.
Trust issues do play a big
Trust
part.
issues, and then I think I just got settled in
just being you.
There is such a thing as being single too long, because now I'm comfortable.
Right, and you don't want nobody coming in there.
Lonely days, but I'm comfortable.
You don't want nobody coming in messing up. I
don't want to share my covers. I don't want him eating my snacks.
You know what?
I'm not. I am not accustomed to these things any longer.
Listen. And this is another. You know what, though, Henny? Another thing that we don't do. What I did. So this is something before I met my husband. I'm no longer doing. I'm on my way to. I just need to get to. I just gotta finish one more year of this, and they're gonna give me a 7-figure job. No, what are you bringing to the table? I'm no longer accepting at the point where I was somebody that's half stepping.
Well, that's my thing too. I don't.
You got to have the conversation in the beginning, though.
Exactly.
Because if you don't, a lot of people think. And you know what, I wanted to have a panel, Henny, and maybe one day we can, and get maybe 3 other women on here. You know what's missing from today's world? You know, when you were growing up and your mother courted, your grandmother courted.
Going, because that's what I said. That I said you don't court, you don't.
We don't court. We don't date.
It's slide in the DM like
and then we in the bed,
and then boom, here we are in a situationship.
Yeah.
No,
and that is the problem.
And I think that's my problem. I don't want that. I don't subscribe to this new era of dating. I want somebody that wants to talk on the phone till the sun go from sundown to sun up. We having them old school conversations. I want to have that vibe. I want to go out on dating. I want to bowl. I want to fish. I want to do all of these things, and I want to get to know you. I want to know your favorite color. I want to know what you eat. I want to know what you don't like, what you like. And this doesn't come by sliding in my DM trying to take me out on a date that you're going to try to sleep with me afterwards because you done bought me some surf and turf. So now you feel like you deserve me for dessert. Nah, it don't work that way. If you're going to take me out, you're going to take me out and play the get to know you game with me. Because see, in that stage, we don't owe each other anything. You're getting to know me and I'm getting to know you. And we're going to see if this thing is going to work. Because one thing I learned about me is I don't love like it's going to end. I love forever. So that means that when I fall in love with somebody, I fall in love with them with the intention of being with them as my person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time to be wasting falling in love with somebody that's temporary. I need to know that when you're here, you're here. I'm not 30 no more. I'm not 25. I'm a very well-grown woman who's been through life. I know what I want and I know what I need as a woman. I need a man that's going to keep me focused and on track because I be all over the place. But I need a man that's going to provide, who's going to protect, who's going to lead, and who can lead me without me feeling like a person who's been a single mom for a very long time, have me second guessing your leadership. I want to be able to relax in my femininity and be.
You better say that, girl. We are tired. We are like we had to be so strong for so long because of this society. And then we as women want the best for our children. So we gonna do what we gotta do to get it. But at some point, you get tired.
And
like
that's where
I want to be taken care of. Let me tell you something.
That's where I am. I'm tired. I'm tired of today. I'm having a mental health day, but I got to try to get it together because I got to go to work because I don't have a partner where I can say, babe, I need a minute. I need to take a day or two. Do you think you can hold it down for this week when you get paid? Do you have it? I'll give you what I got to go on the bills if I got to pay the bills. I don't want to worry about nothing. You want to know what I want to do? I want to take care of the household. And I want to take care of my man. And I want to take care of my kids. And I want to do this. I want to do this, okay? To bring income into the household because this is what I love to do and enjoy. But I'm here in the house.
I got something for you too. I got some information for you. We'll talk about that.
That's where I'm at right now in my life. But these gentlemen that try to call themselves courting me or try to
you in a DM.
holler at me, okay? You trying to holler at me in a DM. I am not interested in you hollering in my DM because I'm not opening my legs for you in the AM or the PM just because you came in the DM. I don't like your approach. You're not trying to get to know me.
Let me tell y'all something. Right? Let me tell you something. Brave, Henny. Brave, I got you. Because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Let me digress.
I know what you're talking about, right? You have to. First, I did want to say this before I forget this, because I want to make this very, very clear. And I'm talking to the women, right? When you have children with somebody that you are no longer with, close your legs to that man.
Period.
Cut it off.
Period.
When you sleeping with somebody, all of the spirits of whoever else he out there doing or whatever he doing, it's all like you be in a state of confusion.
Girl.
You'll be in a state of confusion because you got all that stuff mixed up.
You better
stop sleeping with that man. Stop sleeping with that man. My daughter had a cell phone since she was 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
Her father don't even call me for shit. For nothing.
See, that's how my relationship was with their daddy. Don't call me
for nothing. For nothing. And I think that my daughter's mental health means more to me than being with somebody with a man. I'm not staying with nobody for no kids, especially nobody that put their hands on me. You just woke up and you in a jealous rage because I'm doing so much with my life. Like that's another thing. Sometimes these men be jealous. Like it's really hard out here for people. They be jealous. So yeah, you have to, but you got to be ready when God do send somebody your way. I almost lost my husband.
Women's femininity naturally submits.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that I was in the presence of it, and I shared this story on my IG, and then we really do have to go because I got to go. But one of my exes, we're very good friends, came to visit to New York, and while we were hanging out with one another, I noticed something about myself. I was like, what the hell? I naturally relaxed in my femininity and allowed him to do things like open my door, as where any other time I'll just pull the door open and keep it moving. I submitted to his masculinity instantaneously because that's what his energy commanded of mine. And my energy felt safe and secure to be able to give him that. See, that's something that I think gets overlooked. Diamond had said that masculinity gets forced on us, and it does. But when a man is operating in his masculinity and he's secure in that, his energy is going to make that masculinity in that woman naturally submit. It's going to go away, and she's going to rest in that femininity and allow him, because it's just something that's going to naturally happen. It's not going to be something you got to ask for, force her to do. She's going to naturally do it without even being conscious of it. So if a man is coming around you and you still not feeling like you could be in your femininity, you still tight, you still masculine, there's no need for that man to be around, because it's very clear that he can't give you what you need. And what a lot of us need that we don't realize, it took me a minute to realize this. So I'm going to share this with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
What we don't realize we need is we need to feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
And what we is to be able to rest in that femininity. A lot of us women don't realize that's what's missing. It's not working because you're still masculine, because the situation is not allowing you to be feminine. It's making you be masculine. You're with somebody that you got to think for, you've got to provide for, you've got to protect. You basically have to play mommy too. That's not going to make you be feminine. That's going to make you be masculine, because you're a single mother raising your children and being mommy to the guy in your life. And men, I'm going to say this to these men: make sure that you got your in line before you come asking somebody what they bring to a table. Because
not only
here's my
that,
thing: I don't want to hear what you bring to the table. Don't ask me about what I'm bringing to a table. Tell me how we going to set this table, how we going to build this table and set it together, because that's what we're supposed to be doing. So if I come to you and I'm sitting in a seat at a table that somebody else done sat in, that means I'm sitting in somebody else's seat at a place setting that was set for someone else. And that someone else is not here. So now I'm the replacement in that seat. No, throw the whole table and chair set out and let's build this together. What are we going to build? How are we going to build this table and what we putting on it? Forget that. I'm not coming to you with a table that for you to sit at and replace somebody. I'm coming to you for you and I to build a foundation on that we could place things on our table together and sit at and eat together. So yeah, I know what I want. So when people come to me and be like, oh, well, you just this and you're just that, and that's why you single. No, baby, I'm single because people like you exist. So don't come for me. I know what I want. I'm very secure as a woman. I know how to operate in my femininity. I know what it feels like to be in your femininity. And I'm not going to be feminine for somebody that does not make me feel safe and protected enough to be feminine.
Listen,
in a world that demands me to be masculine.
Let me say just one thing to you. Let me tell you.
Got me up on my Hennessy Reviews channel talking like this.
Oh, wow. I don't know what we're supposed to be on the circus bar.
No, we're supposed to be on the Pour Up, which is the other one. That's the real life conversations one. But I put it over here on the Hennessy Reviews to bring people over there, and we just stayed here. But it don't matter, because this is what the Pour Up is about. We pour it up.
But let me say this, something that you just said. Oh, so let me tell you, right? I was at my job for 15 and a half years.
Okay.
All my life. I had to fight for 15 and a half years. These suckers done laid me off. And so when you are so used to having like your own and working and you're like, it hits you. Y'all doing what? And y'all want me to train the people? I ain't training to nobody. I'm not training nobody. Y'all want me to train the people? Oh, you can go over there and work. They said, oh, you can go. So I'm gonna take my same system, right? And I'm gonna go log in on Monday and make less than half the money I was making. Give my unemployment.
I know that's right.
But when I told my husband, like, yeah, we getting laid off as of this date, this, that, and the third. We didn't talk about it anymore, but then the time came, and I'm just like sitting here. You know us, we always, and like you said, instead of being in your femininity, because you're so used to figuring it out on your own, you like, oh, well, this, that, and third. And my husband was like, take your check and pay your little credit card bills. You don't worry about the mortgage. I got it. Don't worry about that. I got you can't pay all your card now. I got it. I put it in it. And just not speaking monetary wise, but I'm just saying it was no reason for me. He stepped up. And that when I tell you with everything, and another thing I want to tell these women out here, make sure you ask, and not just ask, meet them. Make sure you see what type of relationship this man has with his mother.
Mama.
I don't, even if they still speaking, I need to see them interact. You need to see them interact, because the real stuff is not, the mama not gonna change nothing just because you came around and you knew. We need to interact. And so my husband and his mother.
A lot of their mama's gonna tell you about their son when they meet you. Yeah, so you better listen to what the mama's telling. Now, I ain't talking about mamas like Carlissa.
Oh, I wasn't even gonna let that come out my
But
mouth.
pay attention to their
But pay
mom
attention.
well.
Yeah. Somebody like that,
as well.
run for the hills. Run for the hills with no shoes on the rocks and everything. Don't put on no shit. No, don't look for no sneakers, no shoes, no nothing, Jesus. Just run on, just go on for the hills if you meet somebody like Car Cuckoo. But you got to figure out seriously what this man's relationship is with his mother. And my husband and his mother are very, very close. So when I tell you, and to your point, Henny, when you feel like, but you always have in the back of your mind, like, don't ever get it twisted that I don't got my eyes open, because I'm always have my eyes open. That's just that. But I'm not looking for anything. You've never given me a reason to look for anything. But to speak to what you said, Henny, I don't, like, half the time, I don't know what the heck. This man done went to the store. He done, sometimes, so he works overnight. So I work from home now. And I'm like, well, he came in. The next thing I smell is bleach and pine saw. And you ain't even come up here and take your work clothes off. You're downstairs cleaning. That's
that man alone. Let him do what he's doing, girl.
I you know what? I don't like, so, you know, to what you said, like, once you feel that security, only then can you let go. People would be like, you what? Not you. Not with the, yeah, that's because I feel safe and secure. Right. And I just not, one day I'm sitting here, I'm working, I'm like, now who the heck is out here making all this noise? My husband didn't tell me. I call these people to cut these trees down back here because that one is dead. Well, you ain't even said nothing. So it's something always going on with him. It's stuff he's handling. He said, you told me to handle outside and you handle inside, right? So I'm handling these trees that got to be cut down here in this back. I said, well, how much these people done charge you for that? You didn't even tell me nothing. Don't you worry about it. Did I ask you for anything? The trees is coming down. We said we wanted the tree down. And that's just what it is. Somebody to take the initiative. Like when you just can't do it no more. I'm just beat up. I can't do any. I like, Lord, where am I going? Some days, like, you know, going through what I was going through, I would be in the bed, like, and I wake up like, you ain't wake me up. He said you look so peaceful sleeping, and I know how hard it is to get you to go to sleep. That I just, he was like, I was in the back, and that means a lot. But you still have to be open to whatever. But I agree with you, Henny, and I think that that's something that we should really, really, you know, get women on here and touch up on, because I know you always, you know, you be talking that lingo to them, but y'all got to start courting. Let me tell y'all something. My husband took me all the way to Mexico.
I know that's right.
We was on a plane, baby. He said, my mama told me. Now he grew up in the city. My mama told me, if they ain't ready, if the boys that you call your friends, they ain't ready to go, you go on your own. So my husband said, I've been traveling on my own for about 4 years at the time that I met him. And then he said, and then I got this friend that, you know, I went over there and I'm like, okay, he like, come over here and hang out with me. He said, instead of me asking him first, I drive over there like, okay, what we gonna do? He talking about hang outside the projects. My husband said, I turned my daggone car around. What the hell? You ain't called me all the way over here to New York to hang outside no projects.
I know that's right.
So yeah, so it's just you gotta. It is so hard because Kenny, I probably was worse than you. I probably was worse than you are. And it just was like, yeah, I just was like, I right now I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. You know, I'm tired. I'm my husband, he told me, he was like,
I gotta start opening up a little bit more. But
you smart. You got this. You know exactly what you want to do. You build your. Let me give you your flowers.
Oh, thank you.
because this is the first panel that I ever came on when I, a long time ago, because you was talking about Krishan, and that's how I came up there. It was the first panel that I came on. And I just was like, all right, okay, because Henny ain't having none of this stuff over here. Y'all ain't, and I started watching. I just was like, I'm going through something. As soon as I can join her membership, I'm in there. I may be on the replay because I'll be doing other stuff.
Right.
But as soon as I can, I'm gonna get on up over there. And it's really, I just want to give you your flowers for what you've done. You and your whole squad. Selena, she's beautiful. And keep moving and pressing and keep moving forward. I was going to stop. I had my channel for a long time, so I had started putting content on it for true crime, but somehow got diverted. But it's this young lady that's in the true crime world. Her name is Cat Not Williams.
Okay. Cat Williams, I like that.
Cat Not Williams, and she's pretty dope. And so, like, kind of gave me like a little bit of hope, like to really see. But then I do see your like when you preview on Instagram Live, and I just like Henny and them snipers is over there doing a damn thing. And I'm just so proud of you, sis. Like, just keep going, because you almost at 10,000.
I know.
You almost at 10,000. And don't step away from here, because I stepped away, and this is why. I have music out though too. I'm on like 24 different platforms.
Okay, listen, you're gonna have to sit with Selena and get all this information to her so that
I'm not gonna tell you all the night, but that's where a lot of my followers coming from. But me and Selena, yeah, I'm Selena whenever she wants to, and I know you got to go to work, Henny, but I love being here. You guys make sure you guys are getting your mammograms, filling on your boobies to make sure that you are all right. And if you are at that age now where they are giving you your mammograms, you ask them to give you an MRI as well. Don't dare let anyone come into your house and disturb the peace that surpasses all understanding. Ooh. I am Survivor Speaks. And that's my closing. That's the way I close out on my little shit. Little chatter, because Henny over here like, whoo! I'm like, Henny, listen. I have a different style, but I look and I learn, and I love women empowerment. So it really bothers me when a woman that it's hard for me to let my trust wall down, but it bothers me when I do, and when somebody that you think you know who they aren't. Yeah, that really hurts you. But my cutoff game now, I cut people. My father died. My brother and sister, his kids. Clip. Don't call. Y'all blocked on everything. My sister, I said, you asking me about you not being able to see my Facebook? I said, girl, I blocked you 8 months ago. You don't tell me what to post.
I know that's right.
And I'm not going backwards either. That's just, it is what it is. Like, I've been through so much. Like, I don't have time for everything. I've done a lot. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to move. Well, it's on the book. If you want to support your girl Survivor Speaks, I gladly appreciate you. If not, but it's on the books. I work full time. I am a licensed New Jersey realtor. I am a notary. I am an author. I am a paid, retired, published model. I do a lot of things. Okay. All of that was after I, got diagnosed with breast cancer. So you can do anything that you want to do. And now I have to share this too. I'm sorry, Henny. I did go and get my degree. I started fresh out of school, getting my degree, and stopped. And it was a joke. One day, me and my coworkers, they in school, I said, I got credits all over the place. I'm going to call Kane University and tell them, just put me on a program. I'm going to bring the credits. I'm a little crazy. They know I'll be laughing. And I said, watch this, y'all. I'm about to. And I did. And they called me like, oh, you're accepted. And I'm like, oh, for real? So then I'm telling them, like, I start Kane like on Monday. And they're like, what? And so, yeah, so not only did I get my bachelor's, but I also went back to the school that I originally started at, which was Union County College. I think they changed it now, and I got my associates too. So that was something that was on my bucket list. Ken Henny, I heard you say you going back to school. Let's get it. Let's go. You see those plaques back there? You can see it in the back wall. You
yes, I see them.
That's the big degree. That's the Bachelor's of Science, and I have my Associates of Science as well. So I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
I am here for you. It is a battle, but if I can do it with what you did with your YouTube, baby, you got this.
Thank
you. Got
so
this.
much.
Let's go. Women empowerment. I'm about it.
Yes,
and I got some more information for you. I don't know if you. I think it's probably something that you and Selena probably will check out together. But it's going to add another. You can add another platform on. I gave you that. I thought you said you had. I think I sent you that. Did I send you that?
I don't know.
I think we were supposed to talk and I didn't. I'll get with Selena and have her tell you to look at it. But I think I sent it to you. But you need to get over there because you already over here built up. You need to be over there.
Okay. Over there. Okay.
You need to you're gonna still be on YouTube, but you're gonna be on another platform. You can get monetized right away.
Okay. Yeah, we gonna chat. And then plus I'm supposed to get with you to learn the restream too. So yes, we will be in touch.
I love the restream.
Thank you so much for coming and sharing your story. I appreciate you so very much.
And I'm dropping, but I got permission to share. I meant to ask you. I should have just streamed this to my channel, but can I ask? I didn't stream it to my channel. So what am I? So what? I can probably.
Well, if you do it now, it's only going to catch the ending part of it.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to hit it now. I don't know what I did.
I have a large file. I can see if I can send it to you. Maybe on.
Yeah, when you girl, you be doing 55,000 things. Are you going to remember? Selena, write that down.
She done learned the cheat code, y'all.
Look, Selena, write that down. SOS, Selena, SOS. Okay, so yeah, I'll make sure that you so much get all of that. Thank you so much, Henny Gang. Pour it up. I'm Survivor. I could be found on all platforms. The Survivor Speaks.
Yes.
Leave me alone. You're invited to come over. All opinions are accepted as long as they are respectful and as long as it's not about Krishan or Krishan Jr. or you got to go. All right. Henny,
make sure y'all get the book. It's on Amazon. We'll post the link up. Thank you so much.
And just this DV month, if you want me back for that, I'll anything to help with women empowerment. I am all for it. And baby, keep doing your thing. Cause I sometimes I be watching with my eye. But I'll be watching, I'll be like, I don't believe nothing they say. I gotta go over here and see what Henny says.
Thank you so much.
Is that Krishan? Y'all photoshopped her in there. Let me go over here and see. Henny ain't talking about this. This ain't happening. All right, y'all. I'm having too much fun. Bye. Thank you.
Have a good night. Thank you so much.
I don't know how to get out. Now, how the hell I get out of here?
Okay, I got you.
The three dots. Wait, remove from.
Okay, y'all. Well, that'll do it for tonight's conversation. Spill up. Pour up. Conversation pour up with Survivor Speaks. I hope you guys enjoyed her energy. I enjoy her energy as well. I really enjoyed her story. It was very important and imperative that we got this information out there. I know usually you guys want scandal, y'all want tea, y'all want Henny, y'all want all of that good stuff. But sometimes it's good to have some real life conversation with some real life people that be in the comment sections all over, just like you and just like me. So again, I want to start highlighting, if you're on Hennessy Reviews, the channel link, the pour up, is down in the comment section. I'm going to start having more of these types of conversations with all of you out there. at the bar, the patrons at the bar. Okay, y'all have stories to tell. We all have relatable conversations that we'd love to have, and I would love to have you up and we all get to know a little bit more about each other, share our experiences, because our lives are not our own. They are a testimony for others, so that we can be of inspiration, so that we can give people direction, advice, all of that through the experience of wisdom that we've gone through. So as I always say, thank y'all for coming out. Good night, God bless. No, I'm playing. Well, y'all know that I love y'all, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all who tapped in and tuned in. Each and every one of y'all that will catch this on the replay. This was a good one. When you rest, rest well. Wait, let me back up. Let me say this first. Remember to love yourself first, because nobody will ever love you better than you. Love is always love, y'all. When y'all rest, rest well, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace, y'all. 'Cause I don't want the simple life.